We have that the chairman of the National Population Commission (NPC), Nasir Isa Kwarra, has announced that Nigeria's long overdue national census will finally be conducted in 2025. Kwarra made this disclosure on Thursday in Abuja at the 2024 anniversary of the Nairobi Summit on the International Conference on Population and Development. He emphasized that the delay in conducting the census has hindered Nigeria's ability to effectively assess population needs and allocate resources, particularly in rural and deserved areas. This gap in accurate population data poses challenges in tailoring reproductive health services and interventions to specific demographic groups, ultimately undermining progress towards reducing maternal mortality and improving access to family planning, Kwarra stated. Nigeria last conducted a population census in 2006, despite the United Nations recommendation for countries to hold one every 10 years. The exercise, originally scheduled for 2023, was postponed twice under former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration and later opted to allow the incoming government to oversee the process. Chief, I would love to get your thoughts. What do you have to say about this census that will be conducted for next year, coming from the National Population Commission?
I think it's a welcome development. We need to know, if you remember, Jesus was born around the time that Israel was going to do a head count, when everybody had to go, in order to be counted as a Jew. It tells you quite a lot about getting to know how many you are, yes. And then so you armed with statistics, you can do some planning. Of course, it shouldn't be something political. But in this country, census matters have become hugely political, because we lie with statistics, obviously, in order to create the impression that you have more population than your next neighbor, And so that has become a serious impediment when it comes to getting actual figures, actual statistics. There was a census conducted in this country in which we even heard that men were more in number than women. Then you wonder where you're getting your wives from, But these are some of those. So, after several years of not doing anything, or having a National Population Commission that should be up and doing, it's a good thing that Kwarra has just said, that we need to carry out that civic responsibility. Okay. I believe that something good will come from it, but we need to keep an eye on our borders. Okay. Because illegal immigrants are getting into this country and claiming to be Nigerians, So our borders are porous. So who will we be counting now? Are we counting real Nigerians, or are we really going to count non-Nigerians? Because it's a very serious matter, particularly given what's happening particularly in the northern parts of this country, where our borders have remained quite open, where very fluid, people cross boundaries at ease, whether you're a Malian, a Chadian, or a Nigerian. Mm-hmm. All of them just come into Nigeria, do what they like and go back, or settle here as they like. Mm-hmm. So I think these things need to be properly defined, and we need to know who we are counting.
Okay, sir. Quickly, considering the fact that some people say that we are in the analog period, we have not gone to that digital level, allegedly. I am not certain about this. And how do you think this census can be coordinated properly to get an accurate result?
I think that we should give it to the system that they are acquiring technology. They are more technology dependent at this time, in terms of at least it is easy to approximate using images from satellites and all, to approximate how many people live in the given, because they can see it. They can really see it. But they need to match what they are seeing with what is on ground. Okay, if you were to go to the National Population Commission website, you were to go there, you will find that the figures are ticking by the day. You cannot say what you saw last week is the same thing you see if you go there now.
Okay.
You know, meaning that in terms of estimation, they are doing quite a lot of work, and they have more scientific. They're gradually leaving the analog stage and heading for the digital platform.
Okay.
And perhaps what you are going to see is what they're trying to do to match what they perceive they have, what they can see on ground, and then recruiting people to go house to house to do those head counts and make sure that statistically they are correct. That's it. You never can. Rome was not built in a day.
Because talking about the head count, I was waiting for you to get to that point, because there are some people that I think the ones in the rural areas that somehow do not feel like they are part of the society. You know, I'm trying to see that.
No, why?
Yeah, because there's some riverine areas where you might not really know who lives in that area. So that's why I asked about knowing the right way to actually do the census thing.
We are not the only people in the world that live by the river.
Okay.
Okay, countries, most Dutch countries have for years lived by the river, captured land from the river, built their civilization by the river. Okay. So it shouldn't be a limiting factor at all.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking about seagoing vessels that will take staff down there, fine. And then we need to know at what pace we are migrating from the rural areas to the urban centers. Okay. Because quite a lot of people you want to count out there who have gone to the cities to look for a way of life. So, but that doesn't mean there are no people in those hamlets, in those villages that ought to be counted. Okay? Now, the critical thing is how disciplined will be the men, women who handle head count. How strict can they be? You know, would they also go out there to the villages? I know that in the South, we don't pay too much heed to population figures. But if you go to the North, every state government has a population desk.
Okay, thank you.
So they take it seriously.
Thank you very much.